birds, laser light source makes the birds see the generated light being as a solid pole, causing immediate Beard's reaction. You can see the effect in the picture. Beards see the beam as a solid stick that can hit them. The bird's excrement description of the need. The bird's excrement causes a strong corrosion in metals, shortening the service life expectancy of equipment. The dirtiness that birds produce reduces the efficiency of solar modules and decrease the luminous intensity of beacons. Their dead bodies contaminate the grain warehouses, and wild birds can transmit disease to domestic fowls and even to the human being. For example, chlamydiosis, salmonellosis, cilibacillosis, or histoplasmosis. The description of our system include a multi-beam laser emitter in green color, the production of the beams by means of reflection using mirrors or refraction with uniform light power distribution, power of each beam safe for the human eye, and it does not cause physical harm to birds. The dimension of each beam is about 45 millimeters, and the power consumption of the system is very low, less than 2 watts. The diagram shows the system based on the reflection of the primary beam. The equipment has a laser emitter and an expander and 3 mirrors aligned with the primary beam that produce 3 beams of equal power. This is the laser emitter source. I will try to point the different parts of the... This is the laser emitter source. These are the mirrors, and these are the 3 beams that we produce with the equal power each one. This atmosphere is very thin, and I think that you can see the effect of the light like a solid ball. You know, the atmosphere in this room is too clear for this effect. The developed product is especially suitable for grain warehouses. Slow and random beams movement are more effective. In rare occasions, some birds may get injured if they crash against the structure when trying to escape. It is very effective in half light and atmospheres with dust, smoke, powder, or fog. The product can be adapted, customized to the place and work conditions. Our equipment reduces by 80% the presence of birds when it is in operation, and no learning behavior have been observed in birds. Here you have 3 of the most important European regulations regarding wildlife protection and especially birds. There is a global increasing awareness of the need to protect wildlife, and the aim the aim of this product is to satisfy this need and at the same time to avoid the problem caused by birds. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you. Now the last presentation for this afternoon. Now the speaker is Mr. Malcolm Nixon. Now he is life specialist in the field of color and vision. He works for the General Lighthouses Authority of UK and Ireland in the ground research and the radio navigation directorate. Has been with them since 2003, joining after working for the Northern Lighthouse Board in Scotland. Has been an active member of the IMA ANN committee, as well as being on the roster of experts and ECHO working groups for light signals in the conspicuity. As vice chaired the working group dealing with the revision of MPS and contributed to several other recommendations and guidelines during the present work. Please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Sharp-eyed amongst you will notice that I am not one of the multiple authors named on this paper. I am, however, indebted to my colleague and principal author, Miss Michelle Devoy, for providing me with a very clear presentation. The contents of this presentation, I'll give you some background and motivation to it, the approach that was taken, a little more in depth as to the actual project, and then give you a summary and benefits. The R&R Nav Directorate, as you will be aware by Dr. Ward's multiple frequency appearances, works on behalf of the 3 GLAs in the UK and Ireland. The motivation for this project is that within the waters of the UK there is a lot of highly dynamic and changing shoals. This slide illustrates some of the shoals off the east coast of England, just off Lowestoft. And the GLAs are interested in any cost-effective methods to potentially reduce the frequencies of surveys that need to be undertaken. So their requirements are: has the shoal changed? Why has it changed? Is it due to bulk lateral movement or a change in the morphology of the shoal, or both? If there has been sediment movement, where has it moved to? And what influence has it had on the surrounding shoals? And as such, have any new shoals been created? So the present approach is that a range of information and data is used when determining if the ATON should be repositioned. And GIS survey data and other information is overlaid in a GIS, and then it's all compared with the previous and present buoy positions, and the experience of the maritime knowledge determines if the ATON is required to be repositioned. So for a potential future approach, a project was set up in partnership with the British National Space Centre to determine if satellite Earth observation techniques could be used or can be used to monitor these highly dynamic shoal environments. This would involve using a sequence of satellite images to indicate any changes in shoal shape or position, and this would augment the existing GIS. And you can see in those two pictures that we can identify a shoal there, the V-shaped shoal. And if this is successful, to verify it by in situ measurements,